Somewhere in Beijing right now, a student who spent years working toward a photography degree at one of China's most prestigious media universities just found out her program no longer exists. Not because the university closed, not because she failed, because the Chinese government decided photography is obsolete. And she is not alone. Across China, more than 12,000 university degree programs have been eliminated, suspended, or merged since 2021. That is more than 30% of every undergraduate degree offered in the entire country. Now here is the part of this story that most of the headlines are getting wrong. The viral version makes it sound like China woke up one morning and deleted all of them overnight. That is not what happened. What actually happened is quieter, more deliberate, and in many ways more alarming than the headline version. Over 4 years, China's Ministry of Education systematically identified every degree program it considered misaligned with the country's AI ambitions and economic survival, and cut it. Not in a panic, not in a purge, in a plan. And what replaced those degrees tells you exactly what China is building, and exactly what the West is not. To understand the scale of what just happened, you need to picture 12,200 undergraduate programs disappearing, not 12,200 students, not 12,200 classes. 12,200 entire degree programs wiped from the system between 2021 and 2025. The fields hit hardest were arts, humanities, foreign languages, and management. Fields that China's government has concluded are producing graduates the economy no longer needs. One university tells the whole story better than any statistic. The Communication University of China is one of the country's most prestigious institutions for media and the arts, the kind of school where a place takes years of work to earn. In 2025, it canceled 5 undergraduate degrees in a single announcement: photography, comics, visual communication design, new media art, and fashion design. Then the university's own head explained why, in language so blunt it made headlines across Asia. Translation, he said, has already been largely replaced by AI. Setting up a 4-year major for translation in a specific language, his words, is a huge waste of national resources. Photography cannot exist as a standalone degree anymore because, again, his words, today, everyone can be a self-media creator and recorder. Think about what it means for a university administrator to say that publicly, not quietly in a planning document, in front of cameras. This is not a university responding to market forces. This is a university being told what the country needs and complying. And the Communication University is not alone. Jilin University suspended 19 programs. Beijing Language and Culture University cut 7 translation-related master's programs in a single year, covering Russian, Japanese, German, Korean, and Spanish. The University of Shanghai for Science and Technology suspended its product design program, citing AI tools that can now perform core design tasks faster than any human working alone. Across China, drama programs, animation degrees, broadcasting and directing, logistics management, public administration, all suspended or cut. And here is the question those cuts force onto the table. If a country decides that translation, photography, design, and the arts are no longer worth 4 years of a young person's life, what does it believe is coming that makes those fields so worthless? Here is where the story stops being about what was lost and starts being about what China is actually building. For every degree that was cut, a replacement was added. Not randomly, every single new program maps directly to a line in China's national industrial strategy: artificial intelligence, robotics, semiconductor design, integrated circuits, new energy technology, brain-computer interfaces, agricultural robotics, and one program that did not exist anywhere in the world as a formal undergraduate major until recently: embodied intelligence. Embodied intelligence is the field that sits at the intersection of AI and physical robotics. It is the science of teaching machines not just to think, but to move, perceive, and act in the physical world. The kind of intelligence that will go into the next generation of humanoid robots, automated factories, and AI-driven logistics systems. 9 of China's top universities have already added dedicated undergraduate degrees in embodied intelligence. 9. In a field that barely had a name before this decade. In total, 10,200 new degree programs were added during the same period that 12,200 were cut. Which means China did not just delete 30% of its university system. It replaced most of it with something designed for a completely different kind of economy. Now ask yourself a question that the numbers alone cannot answer. What happens to the countries that watched this happen and did nothing? Here is the part of this story that China would prefer not to headline. This overhaul was not driven purely by ambition. It was driven, at least in part, by panic. More than 1 in 6 young Chinese people cannot find a job. Youth unemployment in the 16 to 24 age bracket has been hovering between 15 and 19%. And the degrees many of them hold are a direct part of why. Then AI made it worse. Roles that graduates had historically targeted: programming, accounting, editing, translation, sales, began disappearing from job boards after 2018 as companies replaced entry-level workers with software. In 2026, a record 12.7 million students are entering that market simultaneously. That is the entire population of a major country entering the workforce in a single year. China is not just betting on the future. It is also running from the present. And that is why what America is doing right now matters more than most people realize. So what has America actually been doing while all of this was happening? The honest answer is reacting. One student at a time. In the United States, no government body decides what degrees universities can or cannot offer. Students choose. Universities respond to demand. The market, in theory, sorts it out. And the market has been sending signals. As of late 2025, 62% of computing programs across American universities reported undergraduate enrollment declines, according to the Computing Research Association, as students shifted away from traditional computer science and toward AI-focused programs on their own. But there is a crucial difference between what is happening in China and what is happening in the West. China restructured its system by government decision, systematically, across an entire 5-year plan. America is restructuring through individual student choices, one enrollment at a time, across hundreds of independent institutions with no coordinated national direction. One approach produces 10,200 new AI and robotics programs in that same time frame. The other produces 62% of existing computing programs losing students while universities figure out what to replace them with. And the contrast is not just about speed. It is about intent. Jensen Huang, the CEO of NVIDIA, the company whose chips power the AI systems both countries are racing to build, was asked directly what young people should study in the AI era. His answer was almost the exact opposite of China's government policy. He said it will not matter what your child studies. All the things that used to matter are still going to matter in the future. The only thing you have to ask yourself is how AI can help elevate your learning, your craft, your purpose. 2 of Anthropic's co-founders went further. Jack Clark, who studied English literature and creative writing, said his background in those disciplines was essential to his work in AI. Daniela Amodei, who studied literature at UC Santa Cruz, said she believes those fields are going to be more important than ever, because AI models already have incredible technical knowledge, and what they cannot replicate is communication, critical thinking, and human judgment. So here is the genuine contradiction at the heart of this story. The people actually building the most powerful AI systems in the world are saying these fields are essential to navigating what comes next, and China is telling its universities to delete them. Both cannot be entirely right, and the answer to which side is correct may determine which country comes out ahead. So let us go back to that student in Beijing, the photography major who spent years building a craft, choosing a school, earning her place, only to be told by her government that the field she chose is a waste of national resources. She told journalists she was not surprised. Teachers had already been introducing AI tools into her classes since 2022. Everyone could see which way the wind was blowing. "We all sighed at the news," she said, "but there were not any strong emotions." That sentence is worth sitting with. A young woman watching her degree be erased by her government, and her response is, "I saw it coming, and I am not surprised." Not angry, not devastated, unsurprised. That is what years of watching AI reshape her field in real time prepared her for. Not the degree. The reality she saw outside the classroom. China just restructured 30% of its university system. It is training 12.7 million graduates annually for an economy it is betting will be defined by AI, robotics, and embodied intelligence. It has bet its entire education pipeline on a version of the future where these fields are surplus and the engineer is king. And the people building that AI are looking at the same future and saying the opposite. That storytelling matters. That critical thinking matters. That the skills hardest to automate are the ones hardest to teach in a 4-year engineering program. Here is the only question I want you to answer in the comments. If you had a child starting university today, knowing everything you now know about what AI is doing to the job market, what would you tell them to study? Drop your answer below, because this is a debate happening in living rooms and family dinners all over the world right now, and there is no consensus answer, even among the people building the technology at the center of it. If this video made you think differently about what education is actually for, share it with one person who needs to be having this conversation, because China just made its bet. And whether the rest of the world agrees with it or not, the graduates produced by that bet will be entering the global workforce within the next 4 years. What happens then is a question none of us can afford to stop asking.